Hello friends, have you ever noticed that if you put your hands side by side 6 times, like this, except 6 times, then it would be roughly equivalent to the distance between the tip of your outstretched hand and your elbow? No? Well, that's okay. It's pretty hard to confirm because most people I know don't have 6 hands they can just put side by side. And basically, well, you need to ask a couple people to lend you a hand, so to speak, so that you can make such a measurement. Anyway, although nowadays we have more effective measuring tools, back in the day, the length of the edge of the forearm to the tip of the outstretched hand, which in modern English is called a cubit, was a common unit of measurement. Now, this cubit had various names in the local language and also had varying lengths. For example, in ancient Rome and in ancient Israel, a cubitum and an amma, respectively, equaled 6 palms, or 24 digits, whereas in ancient Egypt, a royal cubit equaled 7 palms, so 28 digits. So, when the ancient Romans lay down, they would recline on their elbows, and from there, they could notice that the forearm, which they called the ulna, could be used as a handy unit of measurement. And so they decided to call the distance between the elbow and the fingertips the cubitum, which eventually came to denote the elbow itself. And as we can see in the chart, many modern words for elbow in languages descended from Latin use a descendant of cubitum to denote elbow, including the Italian gomito and the French coude, among others. Also, you can see that the word cubicle likewise descends from the same Latin word cubile, meaning to lie down, through the word cubiculum, meaning bedroom, which definitely gives a different meaning to a word that most of us associate with work. Now, what about the word elbow itself? Surely that isn't descended from cubitum, right? Well, no. But in Northern Europe during the Middle Ages, a unit of measure based on variations of the cubitum, used in ancient times, emerged. It was basically equivalent in length, and it was known as the L, based on the Proto-Germanic alino, meaning forearm. So the L was the forearm, and the place where the L bends or becomes bow-shaped, well, that is the elbow. So this combination of L and bow is the basis for many modern words denoting elbow in a number of Germanic languages, including English. And then going further back to Proto-Indo-European, we can also see a shared root between the English elbow and the modern word for elbow in many Slavic languages, such as the Polish łokieć and the Russian łokieć. So there you go, the origin story of the word elbow, which is not only a great support for those of us who like to recline, but is also a valuable measuring tool for those who want to build, say, a tabernacle, or an Ark of the Covenant, or an ark that you put animals in, or really anything for that matter. In any case, thanks for watching.